Hi, I'm Kevin. Welcome to my channel. Today I'm going to make a dehydrated sausage stew for the backcountry. Let's start with the sausage. First we're going to slit the sausage casing and pull the sausage meat out of the casing. Next we're going to break up the sausage into smaller pieces. You really want to be thorough at this and make sure that you don't have any large pieces. And we're going to continue with the rest of the pack. There, that looks right. We're going to cook this sausage meat by boiling it. By boiling the meat, we're going to remove a lot of the fat. So again, we're going to be careful to put the sausage meat into the water and break up any chunks that might exist. And we're going to stir it around, and again, if we find any large chunks, we're going to try and split them up. This will ensure the fat gets out of the sausage meat. That's looking good. The meat's all cooked, and we're going to drain it in a colander, and a lot of the fat will wash away. But to ensure that we remove most of the fat, we're going to use some boiling water from a kettle, and we're going to pour that through the meat. Again, that's going to wash away fat. Now let's prepare a couple onions. Just dice them up fairly fine. That's perfect. Next, we're going to open up a few cans. So we're going to have some white beans, some tomatoes, some black beans, and some corn. We're going to rinse those beans. And the corn doesn't need it, but we might as well throw it in there as well. And we're going to use 1 package of frozen spinach. So you may have noticed that I often add spinach to my meals when I'm making a dehydrated meal for the backcountry. That's because in the backcountry you're not going to get a lot of leafy greens, and spinach holds up in the dehydration process really well. I buy my spinach frozen like this. I thaw it in the microwave and I add it to my meals. I don't bother dehydrating fresh spinach. That's probably just a waste of money. This works really, really well. And I find that adding leafy greens to your diet while you're on a backcountry trip really keeps things moving, if you know what I mean. Okay, to make this dish, I'm going to add a tablespoon or 2 of oil to a large hot pot, and I'm going to saute the onions. And then we're going to add everything else: the tomatoes, the spinach, the beans and corn. And after that, we're going to add 2 cups of beef broth. Now normally I would just continue cooking this if I was going to eat this at home and let it stew for a while, but we're going to dehydrate this, and everything's already cooked, so we're just going to stir it around and then we're done. Back to the sausage. Let's spread that out on a dehydrated tray. Again, trying to make sure that we don't have any large chunks. Nothing wrong with going through this and making sure that any big chunks are broken up. A lot of people don't think you can dehydrate sausage. On the contrary, you certainly can. The trick is to get as much fat out of it as possible. So when you're putting this on the dehydrated tray and you're breaking it up a little bit more, if you find it still greasy, then put it back in boiling water and start again, no problem. Now we're going to spread the rest of the stew out on a dehydrated tray. Pretty straightforward. Trying to fill that tray. I've got my food dehydrators all loaded up. My meat is in this one. This one does not have a thermostat. It runs at about 160 degrees Fahrenheit. Everything else is in this one. This one does have a thermostat. I'm going to set it to 135 degrees Fahrenheit, and I'm going to turn them both on. Now we wait. Hey look, somebody got a new scale. Alright, the dehydrated food is looking pretty good. The sausage is looking nice and dry, not greasy at all. We're going to spoon out 50 grams for a one-person meal. Now for the rest of the stew, it's looking pretty good. Sometimes the beans break up, that's okay. We're going to top this meal up to 150 grams, which for me is perfect for a one-person meal. Now we're just going to package this up and take it outside and rehydrate it. And dump it into a pot. My apologies, I grabbed a tall pot with a dark inside and it's hard to see the meal. But I just put it in and shake it around. And normally for a meal I just cover it like that, but because I'm doing a stew I'm going to add another inch of water on top. Alright, we're going to bring that to a boil. When it's done boiling, we're going to cover it again and put it away in a pot cozy. We're going to put it in the pot cozy and we're going to let it sit in the pot cozy for a good 10 minutes. It'll stay warm in there. Now I got smart, I switched to a smaller pot so you could see inside, and you'll see the meal has rehydrated fairly well, and it's looking really good. This looks really good. I'm going to dig in here. That hydrated really nicely. The beans go really well with the sausage. This is a great, easy meal. So thanks for watching this video, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. I'd like to hear about your dehydrating adventures. If you use one of my recipes or do one of your own, please comment below. I'd love to hear about it. Also, if you have any suggestions on what kind of meal you'd like to see me make next, let me know. That's really good.